Hey, Nickie Brown here. No matter where you are, no matter what part of the world you're in, I hope that you're having a good day. So, I just left Target and I was just picking up a couple things. So, there was an older gentleman, probably I would say in his 60s or 70s, somewhere in that range. And he was with his wife. And so, when you're in the store, you see people, you're just looking around. It doesn't mean that you're interested. It just means that you're looking, paying attention to your environment, your surroundings. So, she said to him, whatever his name is, she said, don't make me have to beat up no young girl for looking at you. When you see them, you put your head down. So, so that says to me, let's say his name was John, that John has cheated on her before. And obviously she decided to stay married to John. But also, obviously, she doesn't trust John. But how degrading, maybe it's not degrading, but it would seem to me that that's very embarrassing for you to say something like that to a grown man or even a grown woman in a store in front of people. And after she said it, I couldn't do anything but laugh. And sometimes you're not laughing because it's actually funny, because some people get mad. Oh, it's not funny. You're not laughing. Some people don't laugh because it's funny. Some people, it's nervous and uncomfortable laughter, right? I felt uncomfortable for him because I couldn't imagine someone saying that to me in the store full of people. Now, of course, we don't care what other people think, what other people say, whatever the case may be, because that is their relationship, and she was talking directly to him. But again, in public, in front of people, I felt embarrassed. So because it made me feel embarrassed and uncomfortable, it made me laugh, because that's what I do when I'm in an uncomfortable situation, whether it's actually funny or not. Again, this is how some people handle their stress. They don't get mad, they laugh. And so everyone handles stress differently. Now, that's not to say that they can't handle that stress differently, like if they were in that situation. I could see somebody cussing or yelling. But again, if you're on the outside looking in, because it made me nervous, I laughed. Like, how could she possibly say that to him? Because you can't stop him from looking. Even if he puts his head down, if he still wants to peek out the corner of his eye, like, first of all, that's unrealistic for him to walk in the store with his head down. Although people do walk with their head down, but they still have to pick their head up at some point and pay attention to where they're going. So that they don't walk into anyone or anything. I don't know. For me, I understand the concept of once you're married, and I used to say this all the time when I was younger. When you're married to somebody, married couples go through a lot. And I'm saying this based on the older couples that I've seen that have been together for 50, 60, whatever, however many amount of years, right? They stay together, through good times and not so good times. But for me, to be in a situation with somebody that you don't trust to the point where you have to tell this person to put their head down and not look at anybody, is that really healthy? Is that a healthy relationship? wouldn't say so. We are supposed to balance each other out and show each other our strengths and weaknesses. But that's not that. That is something, that's a trauma bond. That's toxic. Because again, it's like treating him like he's a child, telling him he should put his head down because there are women in a store. And I know for some people that makes perfect sense. But again, there's some fear there. There's some insecurity there. That is not normal. That is not acceptable. And even if you feel that way, that's something that you should discuss at home. Well, it makes me feel uncomfortable when I see you look at other women because you cheated on me in the past. That's what it really boils down to. And I know most people, especially us, we don't like to go to counseling. We don't get life coaches. We think therapy is for crazy people. But honestly, that's a little crazy. And people who are in that situation should seek some type of help. And a person is going to do whatever they want to do. So if he wants to cheat, he's going to cheat. He doesn't have to look at somebody in front of you. Right? He doesn't have to look at another woman in front of her. There's going to be some time when he's not with her. There may be someone he's already seeing or pursuing on the side. I don't know if he goes to get gas by himself, if he's working, because again, he's a little older, so I don't even know if he's still working or if he's retired. But again, if that's something that he wants to do, there's nothing that she can do about it. Telling him to put his head down is not going to solve anything. It's not even going to make her feel okay. She just thinks that in the moment, oh, as long as I don't see him looking at anybody, then it should be fine. But that doesn't solve that. Because again, people have free will and can do whatever they want to do. And if he wants to do something with someone, he will. And that's just the bottom line. So again, to embarrass somebody in front of people in a public place, I think that's not good. But to each his or her own. A lot of people just, do what they do just to stay together, just to say that they've been married. And it's unfortunate that they don't have a healthy relationship, and they're usually miserable when it comes to situations like that. So that's just my 2 cents. I'm sure there will be people who disagree, and that's fine too. Feel free to like, comment, share, subscribe, and say how you feel. Say what you're thinking. But I just didn't think that was a good idea, because I felt emasculated for him. Like, really, lady? Love y'all.